The Reckoning of Pine Hollow. The first time Margaret Hensley stared at my daughter, I felt a chill, like a shadow creeping over the sun. She ruled Pine Hollow with a notebook and a smile that never reached her eyes, her authority cloaked in neighborhood rules. But when she stole my 6-year-old girl and handed her to monsters, what followed wasn't just a rescue, it was a war. This is the story of a father's rage, a community's awakening, and a tyrant's fall. Pine Hollow was the kind of place you'd see in a real estate ad. Manicured lawns, matching mailboxes, and flower beds so precise they looked painted. But beneath the polish, something festered. Margaret Hensley, the HOA president, wielded her rules like a blade. She appeared the day we moved, angry hair pulled tight, eyes sharp as thorns. "Welcome to Pine Hollow," she said, her voice flat. "We value order here." My wife, Clara, was unpacking boxes. My daughter, Lily, clutched her stuffed giraffe, Sparky, and hid behind me. Margaret's gaze lingered on our porch swing, then flicked to Lily. I saw a thin glint of disdain. Within days, her notes began. "Your mailbox is faded. Repaint within 72 hours. Then, your lawn exceeds the regulation height by 1 inch. And finally, children's toys must not be visible from the street." Each note was a jab, cold and calculated. As a caseworker for the city's foster care system, I'd seen control freaks before, but Margaret's game was different. She didn't just want compliance, she wanted us gone. Neighbors avoided us, their silence louder than words. One night, Lily whispered, "Dad, why does that lady watch our house?" I had no answer, but I vowed if Margaret crossed us, I'd bring hell to her doorstep. It started with a birthday party. Lily turned 6, and we hosted a small backyard bash, streamers, cupcakes, and kids from her class. Laughter filled the air, a sound Pine Hollow rarely heard. Margaret stood at her window, arms crossed, staring. The next day, a note arrived. "Your event violated Noise Ordinance 5.2a and gathering limits. Final warning." No one had complained. The only sound was Lily's joy, but to Margaret, that was a crime. At the HOA meeting, I confronted her. "Why target us?" I asked. She didn't flinch. "We maintain standards, Mr. Ellis. Your party disrupted our community's character." I leaned forward. Was it the kids, or the fact they didn't look like yours? Her lips twitched. "If you can't fit in, perhaps you'd be happier elsewhere." Clara, sitting beside me, whispered later, "She wants to erase us." I nodded. "Then we'll show her Lily belongs here." The storm broke on a crisp April morning. Clara was visiting her sick father upstate, leaving Lily and me for a few days. Lily woke me at dawn, flour on her cheeks, Sparky under her arm. "Pancakes, Dad," she grinned. We laughed as syrup spilled, the world feeling right. Then my phone rang. My boss, Diane, needed me for a raid on a trafficking ring. I hesitated, but Lily couldn't come. I called Mrs. Torres, our kind neighbor who ignored the HOA nonsense. "Bring her over," she said. "We'll bake cookies." I dropped Lily off, promising to be back by noon. She waved, Sparky in hand. I didn't know those were the last words I'd hear from her that day. The raid was grim, kids forced to sort scrap in a filthy warehouse. We saved them, but the leader slipped away. Exhausted, I checked my phone. 8 missed calls from Mrs. Torres. My heart stopped. She answered, sobbing. "Margaret took her, Tom. Said you were unfit." From the park. The world spun. Mrs. Torres said Margaret claimed to be from Child Services. I raced home, screaming Lily's name. Nothing. No giggles, no crayons, just Sparky's empty spot on the couch. I called 911. "My daughter's been kidnapped. Margaret Hensley took her." Officer Daniels arrived, his face grim. "She's connected her cousin's a councilman." I didn't care. "She stole my kid. I'm going after her." I sat in Lily's room, clutching her drawing of us under a sun. "I'll find you," I whispered. My colleague, Rachel, called at dawn. "Margaret contacted a shell company, Brightleaf Services. It's a front for traffickers." My blood ran cold. I drove to Margaret's pristine colonial, banging on her door. No answer. Her car was gone. A neighbor, Mrs. Klein, whispered. She left at 4 a.m., said she was visiting family in Texas. Rage burned through me. This wasn't just HOA tyranny, it was evil, rooted in hate for our family's differences. Margaret didn't just want us out. She wanted us erased. And Pine Hollow had let her reign, bowing to her every whim. No more. Rachel traced a signal to a warehouse downtown. Wait for backup, she urged. I couldn't. Every second was a second Lily suffered. The warehouse reeked of rust and despair. Rachel and I slipped inside, hearing voice slow, cruel. Then a sob. Daddy. I tore through crates, finding a locked door. Lily, I'm here. Rachel shot the lock. There she was, on a dirty mattress, clutching Sparky. They said you didn't want me, she cried. I held her, heartbroken. Never, Lily. You're my world. Footsteps echoed. 3 men appeared, led by a scarred thug, Marcus. Caseworker Ellis, he sneered. You're out of your league. I stood, shielding Lily. Let us go. Marcus laughed. That notebook lady paid us to keep her quiet. Said you needed a lesson. I snapped, slamming my fist into his jaw. Blood sprayed. Rachel shot a thug's leg as he swung a bat. I grabbed a chain, dropping the third with a crack to his chest. Marcus crawled, but I chained him to a pipe, grabbing a jug of acid cleaner. I poured it near his face. Tell your boss I'm coming for her. Sirens wailed as I carried Lily out, Rachel at my side. The next morning, Margaret was back, watering her azaleas like nothing had happened. I called Daniels. Within minutes, squad cars surrounded her house. She dropped her can as Daniels cuffed her. Kidnapping and endangerment, he said. Margaret stammered. I was protecting her. I tossed Sparky at her feet. You sold my daughter. Evidence piled up, texts, payments, Marcus's confession. Margaret snapped. You don't belong here. I stepped closer. You kidnapped a child to prove that. She spat. I taught her discipline. I growled. You'll learn yours in prison. The trial was a spectacle. Pine Hollow watched as Margaret, in a crisp blazer, faced Judge Harmon. I took the stand. She chained my daughter in a warehouse, told her she was worthless. That's not order, it's hate. Margaret screamed. You ruin everything. The judge silenced her. Guilty. 20 years, no parole. Margaret lunged, shrieking, but bailiffs dragged her away. I met her eyes. Your power's gone. 3 days later, the HOA was dissolved. But I wasn't done. At the community center once Margaret's thrown eye unveiled a new sign. Welcome to Pine Hollow, a free community. Margaret, in an orange jumpsuit, scrubbed the sidewalk under court-ordered service. Missed a spot, I said. She glared. This is revenge. I shook my head. This is justice for Lily, for everyone you crushed. Neighbors filmed, some cheering, some silent. A girl handed Margaret a sponge. Keep cleaning, she said. The crowd roared. Margaret scrubbed, voiceless. Weeks later, her house stood empty, her legacy dead. Pine Hollow breathed again, kids played. Music echoed, and Lily smiled. I rebuilt our patio, laying each brick for her. The final one, etched with "We are not your property," sat in a new community garden, a memorial to those Margaret silenced. Neighbors gathered, not for vengeance, but for truth. Lily hugged me. It's ours now, Dad. I nodded. Forever. This wasn't just about one tyrant. It was about fear of difference, of change, and the courage to fight it. We didn't win with hate, but with love and unity. Pine Hollow learned freedom's weight, and I learned a father's strength. Lily, once lost, now shone brighter than ever. What did this story stir in you? Have you faced injustice in your community? Share your thoughts below. Do you think violence, like mine, is ever justified, or does it only deepen the wounds? Take a stand. Your voice matters. Like if Lily's courage moved you, and subscribe for more stories of truth over tyranny.